Hello, my dears. Good evening. Welcome back to our today's class. Are you ready to hear the rest of the story? Okay, okay. Then, before going to the rest of the story, let's go through the summary of the previous class. Listen to me. Cinderella's stepsisters went to the ball. They didn't take her along with them. She became very sad. She wanted to go there, but there was no way to go. At that time, she remembered her mother, but suddenly there came a fairy godmother. She helped Cinderella by changing the pumpkin into red coach, six mice into six horse, six lizards into six footmen, rags into silk and gold clothes. When Cinderella went to the ball, Fairy told her that before 12 o'clock she must come back to home because magic would end at 12 o'clock. Okay, my dears, let's start today's portion. Hope all of you have your text with you now. Now you turn your text page number 45. Look at the heading, the ball. What does it mean? Who can say the answer? Yes, very good. Ball is a formal party including dance. Okay, my dears, listen to me. I am going to read the first paragraph of this page. The ball. Cinderella went to the ball dressed in wonderful clothes. She rode in the red coach. 6 footmen waited on her. In the ballroom, she looked like a princess. Nothing was then heard but a confused noise. How beautiful she is! How beautiful she is! Okay, students, did you get the idea of this passage? Oh, you don't worry, I will give the detailed explanation. Listen to me. The fairy gave wonderful clothes to Cinderella. So, Cinderella went to the ball dressed very beautifully. She rode in the red coach. Here, rode is the past tense of the word ride. Ride means to control. Cinderella went to the ball by riding the red coach. 6 footmen followed her as bodyguard. In the ballroom, Cinderella looked like a princess. When Cinderella entered into the ballroom, there she heard a confused noise. What was that confused noise? Yes, the noise was not clear because all of them were praising about Cinderella's beauty in a very low voice. Okay, my dears, hope you understood this passage very well. Shall we move on to the next passage? Okay, listen to me, I'll read it. The prince noticed her at once. He danced only with her. Her sisters were now jealous of her, but they did not recognize Cinderella. She went on dancing and forgot about the time. Then the clock started to strike 12. Okay, my dears, listen to me. I'll give the detailed explanation. Suddenly, the prince noticed Cinderella and danced only with her. At that time, her sisters felt jealous of her. Jealous means envy. Did they recognize Cinderella? No, they didn't recognize her. Recognize means identify. She danced with the prince for a long time, so she forgot the time. Then the clock struck 12. She remembered the words of fairy. Then what did she do? Let's know from the next paragraph. I'll read it. You listen carefully. She now remembered the words of the fairy. She bowed to the prince and ran quickly out of the ballroom. Arriving home, she ran to seek out her godmother to tell everything that had happened at the ball. She said that she heartily wished she could go to the ball the next day as well, because the prince had invited her. Then her two sisters knocked at the door. Cinderella ran and opened the door. Okay, my dears, listen to me. I'll give the explanation in detail. When the clock struck 12, Cinderella remembered the words of Godmother. The Godmother said Cinderella to return home before 12 o'clock. So she bowed the prince and she ran out of the ballroom. When she reached home, she told everything to Godmother that happened at the ball. Cinderella said that she wished to go to the ball next day because the prince had invited her to the party. Then they heard a knock at the door. Knock means strike or hit. That was her two sisters. So she ran and opened the door. Okay, my dears, listen to me. You stayed such a long time. She cried, gaping, rubbing her eyes and stretching herself as if she had been sleeping. Listen to me. When Cinderella's sisters knocked at the door, then she opened it and pretended as she is sleeping by gaping, rubbing her eyes and stretching her body in a special way. Okay, what does it mean by gaping? Gaping means starting with an open mouth in surprise. Then stretching. Yes, stretching means to extend a part of the body to its full length. Okay, my dears, listen to the next paragraph. I'll read it. If you had been at the ball, said one of her sisters, you would not have been tired with it. The finest princess was there, the most beautiful that mortal eyes have ever seen. Cinderella seemed very indifferent to what they said. Indeed, she asked them the name of the princess, but they told her they did not know. Cinderella, smiling, replied, she must then be very beautiful indeed. How happy you have been! Couldn't I see her? Oh, dear sister, do lend me your yellow dress which you wear every day. Yes, to be sure, cried her sister. Lend my clothes to such a dirty cinder wench as you are? I should be such a fool. The entire family burst into laughter. Okay, my dear children, listen to me. I'll give the detailed explanation. One of her stepsisters said that if she had been at the ball, she would not have been tired with it because there was the most beautiful princess. They praised the beauty of her eyes. Cinderella seemed very indifferent to what they said. Children, what do you mean by indifferent? Yes, it means having no interest. Cinderella seemed that she was not interested to hear what they said, even though she asked the name of that princess, but they replied that they did not know her name. Then Cinderella smiled and said that really that must be a beautiful lady. She added that she wanted to see that beautiful girl. So she asked her stepsisters that the yellow dress they used to wear. But they made fun of her by telling that they do not like to lend their dress to Cinderella because they considered her as a dirty girl. By hearing this, all the family members burst into laughter. Children, what do you mean by burst into laughter? Yes, very good. They started to laughing suddenly. Okay, my dears, look at the word cinderwench. What does it mean by cinderwench? Yes, a young woman covered with cinders and dirt. Okay, that's all for today. Hope you understood this passage very well. We will meet in the next class with the rest of the story. Thank you.